guys, so we have a very special guest today. We have young Miss Ellie, our 7-year-old future star, right, Ellie? Mm-hmm. Tell me this. Do you like golf?
Yes.
Do you love golf?
Of course.
Tell me this, I have a question. Do you have a lot of trophies at home?
Yes.
You do, awesome. A whole table?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, what's the biggest one? Is it like this big or this big?
I have a second place that is this.
A second place that's this big. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna get that first place this year, huh? And make it a lot bigger?
Yeah.
Super solid right there, nice and high and straight. What happened was, you got really wide, you put the ball back, so you could get some type of angle on top of the golf ball. Now we got narrower, we got more on our left foot. We put our divot more in front by doing that, okay? And now we made sure that ball position was just in front of middle. From there, you were making your same great golf swing. The result is gonna be higher, more solid, and it'll come down softer, okay? Wow, love that, fantastic, okay? A wonderful guide for all junior golfers. We have a 9-iron in our hand, right? Okay, now, what Ellie has gotten into a habit of, and this is a lot of junior golfers do this, especially ones that try to hit it really far. The stance gets really wide, okay? So when the stance gets wide, it's good for a really solid, powerful base where I can swing hard, but it doesn't help me hit it as solid as much, okay? Especially with a shorter club. So when we have our short clubs in our hand, we want to make sure our stance is narrower. We have a little guide. We want to say that the outside of our shoulders are just about the outside of our shoes, okay? So if we look back a couple frames here at some of Ellie's old swings from a minute ago, we're going to see a much wider width of stance, okay? Now the other thing that has happened for her is her ball position has crept back in her stance a little bit, okay? So what we've seen in the warm-up is a lot of thin shots, a lot of kind of low shots coming out, all right? So here's what we're gonna do, Ellie. We're gonna narrow up the stance, all right? We're gonna get narrower, we're gonna put the ball more forward. You're gonna do the exact same thing you're doing now, which is just making the same great golf swing that you always make, right? We're gonna have a narrow stance, boom. We're gonna have the ball a lot more forward, it might be uncomfortable, and then we're just gonna make that same swing where our chest turns, our body back and through, okay? So come on up here, take a couple practice swings for me, narrow up the stance. And when we narrow that stance, that's perfect. You can get a little wider than that. Awesome. Slightly narrower. There you go. We narrow this up. Here's a big point, okay? I want to make sure right now she is set up a little bit more like this, okay? Her lower body is this way and her upper body is this way. And this is something I saw coming in today. Now, we want to make sure things are a little bit more up and down. So we want to bump our left hip a little more forward. Look how this left hip is very close to the outside of the left shoe. All right, this is something that should always happen with our shorter clubs, okay, because our stance is narrow. Let's shape this setup a little bit better. Boom, there, and this right shoulder coming back is a big key for you, okay? Kev, come on down the line here. Keep hearing me say about the right shoulder down the line, alignment, okay? The right shoulder for her gets a little more in front. Like we said, her setup right now gets a little this way. Look at this shoulder, boom. It gets open and more in front. So I tell her to pull that right shoulder back. Boom. She just pulls that right shoulder back. It squares her hips, her knees, her feet all up. And now she can make that great swing that she makes. Go ahead. And she's going to hit it nice and high and straight. Very, very good. Okay? So again, setup, one of the most important things for a junior. I'm going to go ahead and put this right under here. We're going to point that right at the golf ball, so now she can have a really good awareness of where that ball position is, okay? For a 9-iron, just in front of middle is going to be much better. All right, last piece for you. Let's square up the shoulders. Okay, good. Hips back here. Go ahead and make your swing from there. Awesome, there's the nice low point in front. That ball's going high and straight, okay? Let's do it again. Get comfortable with that. Narrower, bump your hip, your right shoulder back. Excellent right here, and keep that ball forward of center. Awesome. There we go, very, very nice, okay? Go ahead and get in there and get comfortable, narrow that stance up. Bump the hip to the left, awesome, hold it, pull the right shoulder back a hair. There you go, very nice, give it a rip. There's that nice, more solid, higher shot, okay? Those are gonna carry further and come down softer for us. So the big lesson here is with the short clubs, the 9-iron, the pitching wedge, the sand wedge, we want a narrow stance. We want more weight on where? Our front foot or our back foot? Front foot, right, good, and hold it here. We're gonna make sure that this chest for you comes back slightly. There we go, awesome, okay? There's the height we're looking for, okay? Really, really good right there. Oh, right on top of the range picker. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. He just got so surprised in there. Beautiful, okay? Can you feel the difference there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just making sure, narrower, good. My pressure's more on my left foot. Now here's the thing, this ball position that's way closer to your front foot would be better for like a hybrid. You can move your feet this way a little bit. Okay, perfect, right here, just in front of the middle of our stance for our 9-iron, okay? Earlier today, our golf ball was probably back here. Good, and we're gonna shape the setup, we call that, when we get the lower body moving a little forward and the chest staying there. There's the outside of the left hip right on the outside of the left shoe right there. Okay, make that great golf swing from there. There we go, nice divot in front, high, solid, beautiful. A big key for junior golfers who are gonna be successful is, as Ellie said, she loves golf, right? She's the one that actually is asking mom to get out there and practice. So that's one of the biggest keys that we'll see with great players is they really just enjoy the game and love it. And set up, bump the hips. Good, we're gonna pull the right shoulder back. And now here's the big thing. I also want you to make sure that your head stays behind this golf ball and behind this line, okay? For you, what's been happening, everything's been going this way, right? I get in front of the golf ball, guess what? I'm not gonna hit very good shots. They're gonna be right or they're gonna be low with a longer club. So stand straight up, good, bump the hip, the head is back, the head stays back as you hit down and in front, okay? Head stays back as you hit down and in front. There we go, one more time for me. Bump the hip forward, put the right shoulder back. Awesome. Head stays here, nice big turn back, down and in front. Good, one more time. There it is, beautiful, okay? You can feel how much more together that was. That's another word we like to use with the juniors and with everybody about a key to the golf swing, connection. Everything is moving together, okay? Ball forward, head back, good. Wow, what a difference, okay? All from just the setup. We started out really wide, we started out with the ball back, okay? So we've gotta be narrower. 9-iron, 8-iron, pitching wedge. I wanna try to feel like those feet are a little closer together, okay? I wanna always feel like my pressure is on my front foot. I wanna see my left hip a little closer to the outside of my left shoe than the other way. All right, so that's how we're gonna set up with the wedge. The last thing was the ball position. Middle of the stance, our zipper, as far as the ball will ever get back, unless we're trying to hit a low shot underneath the trees, all right? So I've got a narrow stance. I bumped my hip. I've got some pressure in my front foot. All right, from here, I just get to make sure I keep everything together, back and through. Immediately, our short iron should be much higher and much better from just that, all right? She's got a wonderful golf swing. Now, as we get to the 7-iron, okay, we started to see how the stance had this look to it, all right? The hips kind of this way and the chest over here, okay? We wanna make sure that we shape that setup, that we bump those hips forward, that we pull the right shoulder a little bit more back, boom, okay? Now I've got my shoulders, my hips, my feet and knees all going the same direction, all right, really important. I've got my ball position just a little ahead of where my pitching wedge was, okay? It doesn't get way out here, but it gets right here.
At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.